Joshua's leadership, courage and obedience. Joshua's leadership in the biblical narrative, particularly in the book of Joshua, is marked by two defining characteristics: courage and obedience. These traits were essential as he led the Israelites into the Promised Land, taking over from Moses, a revered leader. Here's a closer look at how courage and obedience shaped Joshua's leadership. 1. Courage. Joshua's courage was first demonstrated when he was one of the 12 spies sent to scout the Promised Land. Unlike most of the others, Joshua, along with Caleb, returned with a positive report, believing that with God's help, they could overcome any obstacle. This courage was essential when he took over from Moses. As a relatively new leader facing formidable enemies and a vast land to conquer, Joshua's courage inspired his people to face their fears. God's command to him, "Be strong and courageous," appears multiple times in the book of Joshua, showing how central bravery was to his role. 1. Courage. Facing uncertainty and opposition. Joshua displayed courage when he took on the daunting task of leading the Israelites. He faced fortified cities, like Jericho, and hostile nations that seemed impossible to overcome. Despite this, he remained resolute, trusting in God's promise. Strength in adversity. God repeatedly encouraged Joshua to be strong and courageous, knowing the challenges he would face. Joshua's courage wasn't just a natural trait, it was a response to God's command and promise that he would be with him wherever he went. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. 2. Obedience. Equally important, however, was Joshua's obedience. He meticulously followed God's instructions, whether in battle strategy, ritual practice, or lawkeeping. His obedience to God's commands, like marching around Jericho for 7 days as directed, exemplified his trust in God over his understanding or military experience. Joshua didn't only obey God in grand gestures but also emphasized the importance of obedience to the Israelite people, urging them to follow the law faithfully to remain under God's blessing. 2. Obedience. Following God's commands. Joshua's obedience is evident in his meticulous following of God's instructions, whether in battle strategies, like marching around Jericho, or religious practices, such as the covenant renewal at Mount Ebal. His faithfulness in adhering to God's guidance became a model for the Israelites. Trusting God's plan over human wisdom. Joshua's obedience sometimes required unconventional methods that defied human logic. His obedience showed his commitment to God's authority and helped Israel secure victories that seemed impossible. The impact of Joshua's leadership. Joshua's courage and obedience had a profound impact on the Israelites. His faith in God inspired others to follow, helping them conquer the land and establish a home in the Promised Land. These qualities demonstrate that true leadership is often about being courageous enough to trust and obey, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. How courage and obedience intertwined. Joshua's courage was rooted in his obedience, and his obedience was fueled by his courage. He trusted God's promises enough to face daunting tasks without retreat. In turn, this obedience not only gained God's favor but also set an example, inspiring the Israelites to move forward with faith and determination. Conclusion. Joshua's leadership shows that courage and obedience are not just personal virtues but foundational qualities for leading others, particularly in facing overwhelming challenges with faith. Subscribe, share, like, and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and associates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information on Jesus Christ, God, Lord, Bible lessons and other religious content every day, week, month, and year. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the current information. Thank you for watching.